Hey there everyone, Luke here, and well, we're finally here at the beginning of part 3 of Witch Watch. Potentially the last part of the series, although how long this is actually going to go on for is anyone's guess. Could go on for just over a year. I'm going to say like around 2 years time, so like the ending of 2027, beginning of 2028, that's when we start wrapping down Witch Watch, because that would keep in line with the rest of the series. Like each of the parts of the series went on for approximately two years, some more than others, but around that same time. So anyway, we're here at chapter 225, titled "The Stream Before the Storm," and what an appropriate title for this chapter. And we start off with a colour page featuring Nico back into her regular form on her broomstick. Very bright and colourful here, as it says, "Brand new magical day." Again, very appropriate, because it really does feel like we're in a new beginning now. So anyway, the chapter starts off with Charmy and Slump actually visiting the household, which I'm glad that we actually got this here right now, because it just was something that I was wondering, like, yeah, how are they going to tackle like Charmy's interactions with Nico from now on, considering now Nico's back to her regular form. So I'm glad that we actually did get this, and she's just surprised that she didn't even recognize Nico, and this is where they remind her, oh yeah, you've only seen Nico as her form when she was younger than you, then when she was about the same age, and then when she was slightly older than you. You've never seen like a proper baseline form, Charmy. As she compares Nico to being like a super cute idol, and this is where she gets really frustrated. Like, you live with a bunch of guys who go to high school, and you somehow don't have a boyfriend. Well, about that, you might want to sit down for this, Charmy. And this is where Nico's just there like, yeah, right, but she's probably thinking like, maybe I should sit down and explain what's going on with to Charmy right now. As we get various interactions from Khan, Kegel, and Ban about the whole situation of Nico obviously being headed clunts and kind of childish, and despite being conventionally attractive, she wears nothing but basically old dresses. Like, despite the fact that, hey, we've got this really super cute girl, she's gonna wear like old age dresses, and yeah, this hits hard for Nico, because she's like, why does the truth have to be so painful? And yeah, we also get the other boys minus Murray being like, yeah, Charlie doesn't really know, but you know, like the thing that's happened, oh yeah, that thing that's finally happened. And Charmy is just there like, no clue at the beginning, but then as she's observing it, she's like, oh, gets it. She kind of goes on like, whoa, wait, Nico, you were Murray? Like, that was a thing before all this went on. And Nico just basically like, yep, we're basically now we finally opened up our feelings, and we've both decided that we shouldn't date at the moment, but that's just fine with us. And Charmy basically accepts it. She's just there like, she doesn't drag on about it. She's there like, well, hey, Nico, as long as you're happy, then that's all that matters. Before Murray goes on and says, okay, get to the point, Charmy. Why are you here? We've got things to get. We've got more important things to be getting on here. Like, Nico's got to say she's got a year to catch up on all her homework. She's got to get back to our level. Otherwise, she's gonna be held back or possibly expelled. So what is it that you are here for, Charmy? And Charmy confirms like, didn't you get my text? We said we were gonna watch Dory's live stream together. And she's just there like, oh yeah, no, that's right. Murray, I'm gonna take a little big break. So can we come back to this later? I just need to really check out this live stream. And this is a part that was really confusing to me. Like, Murray's reaction to like Dory's live stream. He acts like, what's a Dory live? Okay, Is he just trying to be like a dense guy here? Like, he doesn't really get it. Like, but he knows Dory. He's like, he's seen Dory before, so like, why would this be like a major thing that would confuse him, that it needs to be explained to him? Like, was this just a translation error? Like, because it really seems like this is completely out of left field. Like, if someone can explain, Jumps, if you can explain this reaction of Murray right now, I'd be so glad. And they also why they have to like actually explain to Murray like what Dory live stream is. Like, if you could explain that to me, that would be great. But yeah, that's something that confused me. But I digress. They go on to say, like, he's supposed to make a big announcement today, and not just about the future of his channel either. He's talking, like, his whole career. Now, the twist at the end here with Dory was something that I was not expecting, but at the same time, it makes sense because we've had this kind of twist happen before with Komogi, like, oh, somebody in the background who we've seen a few times, all of a sudden, like, oh, they're going to be like one of the main antagonists moving forward. So yeah, spoiling the ending here, but yeah, Dory is a warlock. I like I said, really came out of nowhere, but again, I can buy it given this series, and I love it. Like, this was like, holy crap, this is getting really serious right now. So they go on and say like, oh, why is he announcing? Oh, that's supposed to be a mystery, but they think like, oh, the suspense is really good, so it will be a way to attract a huge crowd. Tommy explains like, there are tons of rumors about what it could be. Some say he'll owe up a secret affair to an actress, or he could be that he's going overseas, or he's retiring from show business, or that he has a secret of. They're basically going through like all the cliches of like, oh, what could be such a big announcement that it has to have that it's such a mystery that he doesn't want to tell until the big announcement. She continues on and says that man's been all over the news lately. It just shows how famous he's gotten. I guess I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Before they bring up like, Tommy, you are acting like. You're acting like the proud but expressive girlfriend, and weren't you two involved with each other before in commercials and that before we actually cut to the live stream actually being starting? As Dory's like, okay, can everyone see me? How's the audio? Like, is everything good? You can also be like, okay, great to go here. As he announces himself that I'm Jin Kandori. Kandori, yeah, I think I've pretty much been calling him Dory because that's all we've known him about. But yeah, first name is Jin Kandori, and he's already given everyone a heads up about today, but he has a big announcement that he wants to share with everyone here. That's why he's recording it from a big empty rental studio, so that he's got like a wide array so that the audience can see him. And he goes on and says that there were sure a lot of rumors, and people were thinking like, oh, is Dory going to retire? So some of them have even bought a Cadade photo of him with a girl, so they've got he's got so many questions for everyone. But, and this is where Dory actually gets serious, as he mentions like, oh, they're all wrong, which again, I really do like the suspense that is built up until the big reveal of what Dory is going to announce. So as everyone is just focusing on the live stream, Dory announces like, oh, they've got up to 1 million viewers. Oh, that's great, and yeah. It's surprising that 1 million people are actually watching now, just goes to show how famous Dory actually is. And he did want, but they go on to say like, well, he did want this to be a big audience before he starts to tell a tale about a girl a long time ago, way back in 16th century Europe. Hundreds of women were condemned as Satan's servants and executed. It was an era of wide-scale precision, today known as the witch's hunt. Yeah, this was the first hint in the chapter of like, yeah, Dory is up to no good here, and this shocks like pretty much everyone here. Like, Nico is like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Charmy's just there like, Dory, like, wait, how do you know about this? Like, what is actually going on here? Before he starts bringing up puppets to basically act out like a recreation of the Witch's Hunt from the 16th century eons ago. As he voices the character saying that she can use all kinds of magic, but people found out she was a witch and she was executed and she had all this power, but she can't use it, and that won't let her stop her from going to help people with magical powers, because she's the witch of 1,000, like obviously hinting at not just Juro but also Nico in this, like, and Mori is there just flabbergasted, like, what the hell are we watching? This was, because this was the last thing anyone was expecting Dory to come up with. As everyone, like all audiences around, was just there like, oh, what? Is that another Dory live stream? And he's doing a puppet play. Like, it's weird. So the whole thing, like, yeah, what is actually going on here? Before he continues on the story, saying, thanks to the girl's magic, the village she lived in was doing great. The villagers all kept quiet too, hiding the fact that she is a witch. Before he brings up another poet saying, like, oh, don't worry, nobody would say a thing, and all the and the witch puppet is there, and like you just keep helping our village, really, and yeah, they just like keep help with your village, with your magic, and everything will be a-okay. But he continues on saying like, oh, but eventually the rumors began spreading, and Inquisitor caught wind of one of them and came to the village, and we see another hand coming out. So we have like three hands from Dory here, to the point that even Miryu's like, wait a second, how does he have two hands? Like, where did this other hand come from? Before we get the whole like, oh, she's a witch, she's the witch. She's the witch. And he continues on the story saying the girl hadn't chosen to be born a witch with powers. All she wanted was to help others, but the people she helped betrayed her, and for that she was burnt at the stake. Like, obviously referencing what happened with Juro way back in the day, but also referencing what might most likely happen as like a possible future for Nico, as Nico is crying throughout, just seeing this, like just seeing something that could potentially happen to her right in front of her, and getting the message of like the messages from the others, just like, thanks, his hand is on fire, like what is actually going on here? And you see like Murray's reaction, like, oh no, like, because obviously he's probably thinking like, this is related to Juro. This is obviously related to Juro right here. And Dory continues on saying, and her conscience faded away. The girl peered through the flames at the fridge. With her last breath, she said, you humans will pay for this. Why must those with powers be prosecuted? Why must they be killed by the weak? We have the teacher that told them about the Phantom Blaze, like the story arc, the flashback arc that was there with their parents, like just observing this and just looking absolutely shocked, because he's like, oh my god, it's time, this is all gonna happen, this is all going down. As Dory continues on and says, no, we deserve to rule, and we see like obviously Jekyll, Karen, and others just like being like flabbergasted, like, what is going on here? Like, how the hell is this being broadcast? Like, they're all probably like thinking various thoughts, like, but that's probably how the hell is this being broadcast? As Dory continues on, says the girl died, burnt to a crisp, but someone went to her body in secret and stole away one of her bones. I can't tell you how exactly that works, but you can bring someone back to life with just a bone. And yet Maury like just immediately is like, oh, this is true. Like, he means true. Like, we've all got to cover our ears like right now, because we've heard all of this. We know what's gonna happen right now. She's the witch of 1,000, and she expired in the flames. She declared hatred of humanity, a hatred of the world. As we get a flashback to Shikimi, who's there, like, anyone who hears Juru's true name will be cursed. So like, they're all thinking like, oh my god, this is it. The name of Juru is finally going to be revealed. Like, all this time we've heard Drew throughout the series, like, but we don't know what her real name is. We've been told like it's going to be a curse when we actually hear it, and yeah, this is where we're going to be hearing, because they're all preparing like he's going to reveal the name. He's going to reveal the name. Cover your ears. This was exactly like how I felt when I was reading Iruma-kun. Recently, I was reading the Deficulum arc with people from the 100 Girlfriends Discord server, and when we got to the part in that arc where Kiryu was going to reveal to Asmodeus like Iruma is a human, and it was just Iruma panicking, and that was the cliffhanger of the chapter. I seriously thought that this was going to be the cliffhanger of the chapter here, like Drew's real name is, and then we just have to wait a week to find out what it is. But thank God we don't have to wait a week before we hear her name, which is Hiro T. I cannot pronounce this name for the life of me. Hiroti Sivita. Hiroti Sivita. That's the best I can do. Now, I did look up this name, and apparently this is a playwright from way back in the day. It's on Wikipedia, so you can go and type in this name, find out much more information. But yeah, basically that's the gist of it. Like, this name is taken from playwright way back in the day. But bottom line is that a lot of people have heard it. And they're going to be cursed. So after hearing the name and the curse actually taking effect, all the guys, and I'm guessing Ban, have been affected by this, because seems like the curse doesn't work on witches, because Charmy and Nico are not feeling the same effect that the guys are feeling, but they're obviously feeling the effects of it, because whatever this curse is going to be, like whether or not it's going to be like, they'll have to fight against Nico, or they'll try to steal Nico's powers, or they'll try and just be like become minor zombies for witches, because this has happened to a widespread load of people, and it might not just be in Japan, it might be worldwide that this has happened, because the fact that they got 1 million views right there, that to me seems like, okay, that has to be more than just the people of Japan. Like, it could be widespread, this, because they obviously wanted to get this out to a lot of people. This was the whole plan, to get this name figured out, to get everyone under a curse, unless because it seems like because Drew hates humanity, so maybe like, they're being cursed to like be turned into warlocks. A lot of people getting warlock powers, and they've got and permanently being changed into warlocks or witches to full scale. That's probably what the curse actually is. Like, a lot of people being changed from being regular humans into warlocks or witches, just so that they can have this big massive war happen. Given the title of part 3, that is assuming that's what's going to happen, which means we might get a lot more action in this part than compared to part 2, because part 2 was seriously lacking a lot of action, and we need that action. Not necessarily that we need it to all be action, but we need, like, they've built up this war of the witches and warlocks throughout the whole series. Like, it's gotta deliver. This war has gotta deliver. So yeah, carrying on, Nico is checking on Mori, thinking like, Mori, it's okay. And he's like, what was that curse? I just found something imprinted on me. So maybe Mori might change his species from ogre to witch or warlock. That might be what happened there. The same thing with Miryu. Maybe because of this, like, Wolf will actually finally be separated from Keigo, and Wolf might actually become a witch, or maybe Keigo might become a witch or a warlock. Like, this curse, like, whatever it's got, because we don't know, like, the details of this curse. All we know is that it was what Mr. Kun told them about that one time, and Morikaku's like, oh yeah, I bet this was Juru's real name, and anyone who heard it was cursed. And Charmy's like, questioning, like, what do you mean by that curse? What do you mean? Like, she doesn't know, he doesn't know the details there, but they obviously know that they can say for sure right now is that Doi was working with the warlocks, or that he's obviously a warlock himself, and he's just cursed a mind-boggling large number of people, which I've got to say, what a genius plan for the villains for the final part of the series. Like, getting that name out to so many people through a broadcast, because one of them is a famous actor. That is pretty damn clever on their part. Before we have Dory saying like, "Okay, everyone's here. Hey guys, I'm coming." As he jumps out of the warehouse, we see Shikimia there, floating in the air with all the other warlocks that are probably going to be like the main antagonistic enemies that everyone's going to have to fight. In this arc. I could see like Charmy going up against Dory. That makes the most sense. Before they say to Dory, like, "You can finally put your celebrity life behind you. Good job making it this far, Dory. It was all for this month." And maybe they're like the cameraman here, like that. They might be a warlock as well because they're obviously in cahoots with it. Before Shikimia says, like, "People of Japan who heard, we are those who have the power of magic. We are warlocks. Share this video far and wide. The war to change what." Yeah, so they're gonna spread this to the entire world, like just this whole broadcast. So like they're gonna get like a bajillion people on their side. Probably, like I said, the curse is going to turn them all into witches and warlocks, so that we can have whole armies just going at each other. As Murray says, they use social media to spread the curse. They've got us. We never imagined they'd do something like that. Yet no one expected them to do this, but it is incredibly ingenious on their part. If anyone can find like. I mean, I know we had something like this similar in My Hero Academia, where we had Darby doing this to screw over Endeavour, but never on this scale I don't ever think we've seen something like this. Like just a witch's curse being streamed live to the entire world. Like, wow, that is pretty damn original and clever in my eyes. Like, unless somebody else can find something like that. But yeah, so the title of part 3 is Witches and Warlocks, which again does give the indication that yeah, this is the final part. But I get the feeling that this is going to be the longest part, so it's probably going to be longer than part 1. So maybe like 2.5 years. I don't see it going on for 3 years. So maybe the mid of 2028. That's probably when we'll start wrapping down the series, because that will be like Witch Watch started in 2021, so that'll be 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20. So yeah, there'll be 8, and there are 7. So yeah, there'll be 7 years, and there's 7 enemies that they're gonna have to fight here. 7 warlocks like Shikimia and Doi. Doi are obviously one of them. Now, in terms of matchups, that's anyone's guess. Like I said, Dory versus Charmy, I could see that actually going down. Charmy and Slump, because she's obviously going to use Slump in that fight. But yeah, that makes the most sense that Charmy would be the one to take out Dory, because of the fact that they're the ones that have the most connection with each other. She's obviously going to want to have some answers from Dory, like, what the hell have you been doing? Have you been playing me all this time? I thought we were friends. I thought we were colleagues. You treat me like a younger sister, and now you've pulled this stunt on me when you're coming after one of my close friends. Like, what the hell, Dory? That's a confrontation that I know 100% has to happen, and that fight I'm looking forward to. As for the other fights, don't know. Like, maybe we're gonna get like Ran or Rabuku, basically the former antagonists that are now being turned into witches. Maybe they're gonna actually team up with the good guys to take out some of the warlocks, which again would make a lot of sense. Like when Mirio gets his big fight, I can see him like Jekko and Rabuko and Fran all teaming up with him to take down one of these warlocks. That makes the most sense. Obviously, Keigo's gonna have Nemu with him. Khan, I don't know, who would Khan have? Who would Khan have for a fight? That would be something. And obviously Murray has to take down Shikimia, because like main male character has to take down the main antagonist of the series. But the big thing is like, is this going to all lead into culminating with Juro being resurrected and taking over Nico? Because they need, once she's resurrected, she needs to be taken a host body, and Nico is the one that needs to be taken over. Like they've built up so much that I don't see that going any other way. Nico might be like the final hurdle that they have to come over with Juro possessing her, and have to be like a final showdown between her and Murray to properly like. Does Murray love this girl so much that he is willing to like put himself on the line, but also willing to like risk risk causing damage to them both physically and mentally, just to save her, just get like this this curse out of her, like this witch that's taken over her, witch warlock that's taken over her. Like, that's something I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, first chapter of part 3 has just blown out so much of the last few months of Witch Watch that I feel like it's all forgiven now. All the BS that we went through, just building up to this moment, like, this chapter just delivered in a spectacular way, and I cannot wait to see how the rest of the part goes down. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.